walk into it, don't hump it. Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm actually not a virgin, though. I've been here quite a few times.
But you haven't told.
No, I'm a televirgin, yeah. But I've been here, so, okay. So, I'm not very good with geography, so parts of this story might not make sense if you're familiar with New York. When I was in high school, I was a theater kid, like hardcore, and so we went to New York City, because where else do theater kids want to go? And lucky me, my mom chaperoned. Woo! And also, my second mom chaperoned, my best friend's mom. So the important players of this story are me, my two best friends, and then our two moms. So it was our third day there. It was like one of those trips where you were there for 4 days and you had 7,000 activities, and so they all kind of blend together afterwards. And we were in Chinatown in Little Italy, and we went to this really good bakery and had some chocolate cake, and that was all fine and dandy. And then we wanted to go back to our hotel to just kind of, decide where we were going to go. And so we went to the subway, and we got on a subway, and it was the wrong one. And I don't know where we ended up. So we got off at the next stop, and we got on another subway, and it was the wrong one again. And we can read maps. We're not illiterate, but we got on the wrong subway train. And so somehow, 3 white female tourists ended up in the Bronx with no idea where we were. And so we got off the subway, and then we went outside, and there was a nice lady with a bike who told us what train we should get on. So that was really nice. And so finally, we got back to our hotel, and then we were gonna go to somewhere with a tour guide. He was like the one who put together our whole trip. And so we went with him we walked to like the Roosevelt tram, I think. And then we were like, okay, what do we want to do now? We have free time. And he was like, oh, you guys will love the Guggenheim Museum. And none of us wanted to go because it's a modern art museum where they had paint cans in a pile, and that's art. And so most taxis only hold like 4 passengers maybe. And he was like, oh, we can get a taxi. And there were 6 of us. And so there were 4 of us in the back seat, and then 1 person in the passenger seat, and then I laid across all the 4 of them, which was probably illegal and dangerous and all that. And so we went to the Guggenheim, and it was boring, like I thought it would be. And he left us once we got to the Guggenheim. So here we are, 5 women who don't know the city, alone in New York City, abandoned by our tour guide. He didn't even go in with us, and it was his idea. And so then we walked around and we did the thing, and we were gonna go back to our hotel. We were gonna get dinner because it was like 9 o'clock and we hadn't eaten yet. And so we were wandering around whatever part of New York the Guggenheim is in, and we couldn't find a subway station, and there were no taxis anywhere because it was like 9 o'clock at night in some quiet part of town. And so we walked, and for those of you who don't know me, I get really hangry. I get really angry when I'm hungry, so I can tell you that I was the worst part of the experience because I was hungry. And like we passed by a Dunkin' Donuts eventually, and I'd never had Dunkin' Donuts. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota. And so I kind of wanted a donut, but everyone else was sick of my shit, and they said, come on, we can see a subway station down there. So we got to the subway, and we were going down the stairs. And so the 3 of us girls, the teenage girls, went and we swiped our little Metro passes, and we got on the subway. Where are our moms? And they're still coming down the stairs, and this subway train is getting ready to leave, and the doors are starting to say, like, please back away from the door. And the one mom is still trying to get her little ticket out of her bag, and so us 3 teenage girls are just standing there on a subway by ourselves, and all I can remember is seeing the doors starting to shut, and the 3 of us ran towards them, and we were in like a little huddle, and I know my elbow went in the door, and so we were just standing there, like, holding the subway open, and then finally they got in and they got on. And so we burst out laughing on the subway full of strangers that looked at us with very weird looks. And then our next, like, connecting train had a guy who was playing guitar on it. I don't know, that's not relevant to the story. there's not really an ending to this story, except that we finally got back to Times Square because our hotel was nearby, and we went to Bubba Gump, I think, I don't know, and it was like 11:30 at night, and so I was real hangry by then. And needless to say, the moms had a couple drinks because they were sick of us. And so if I'm connecting it to the theme, we swung a bunch of times trying to get on to wherever we were going, and we missed like 18 times in one day. And I think that's it. That's my story.